He's like, I'm gonna give him a contact. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a call. I'm like, no, Dad, this is a scam. It's purely a scam. He's like, you don't know. Like, you never know. Sometimes, maybe it could be me.
All they want is my banking info and social security.
So he ended up calling them.
No.
Yeah, he called them and he was just like, hey, so what's going on here? What's you know, and then they were like, obviously, you got to give us your social insurance number or all this type of stuff.
Yes.
And luckily, he doesn't know any of that stuff. My mom takes care of it, and she wouldn't give it to him.
So he asked her. He was like, "Hey, honey."
Yeah. And she's like, "I'm not giving you that information." He's like, "We could be millionaires. What are you talking about?" I used to be a margarine fan. We used to have margarine back in the day.
We were
in the
margarine.
80s.
We were a margarine
'Cause it was
family.
cheaper.
Margarine is a hard word to say.
Yeah.
Oh, is it cheaper?
Oh, well, yeah.
Is it vegan?
Some it can be. I don't know about margarine, but there's definitely vegan they sell. Do you guys, when you go to the movie theater, do you when they say, "Do you want butter on that for $1?" Do you say yeah, or do you pour that like melted plastic stuff in from that little button that you can get for free?
I pay for
You pay the
butter.
buck?
Oh yeah, and I get them to layer it too.
Yeah.
Which they used to do for free.
He's
and
actually very.
They don't layer for free.
They don't layer for free anymore.
How much
no.
is layering?
I think it's like at least $1.
So
No,
a buck
they
for the extra
take-
butter, then $1 for the layering?
This guy's
Yeah.
fucking rich.
His family couldn't afford butter, and now he's paying for the
If
layering.
you're gonna be doing popcorn at the movie theater, you're already paying $10 for
10.
for like dried corn. You know, so it's like in a paper bag. Like you're already getting scammed.
Yeah.
Why not get more scammed? Why not make it as delicious
I
as
like
possible?
that stuff, that melted plastic
Yeah, I like
stuff.
it too. Actually.
I prefer that.
But I like paying because you think it's better.
Oh, you guys are just working for Big Margarine. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping them alive. That's not even margarine, though. I don't even think they say that.
it's
It's like
margarine.
popcorn flavoring, they call it.
I like the idea of having it like as a measure of success, whether you're a margarine movie popcorn or a butter movie
That's
popcorn.
funny.
Yeah.
Or bring your own snacks in. Have you got
Oh,
a
yeah,
movies
yeah.
with...
Well, I've got that movie with Joe. Yes.
He's like bringing a peanut butter sandwich. It's not even like dollar
He
store
was
snack.
like, we went to a movie. And I was like, we went to Barbie, and I was like, oh, I want popcorn, but we were late. He was like, I brought popcorn. I was like, oh, your popcorn's gonna
He
suck.
brought popcorn?
Yeah,
How do
he
you
brought
sneak
he brought a bag of popcorn, like a
But
bag of like,
unmicrowaved? It's
of
just
like vegan popcorn. It's like dry, and he's just hand palming it.
Popcorn is
What?
vegan. But like hand popped in a Ziploc bag?
No, it was it was like a prepackaged one, but it was
How
after.
did he sneak that in a coat?
You're allowed to bring snacks now.
You
No,
know.
you are not.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. That's where they make all the money. Because they split the box office with the studio.
You're allowed to bring snacks now.
Oh no.
There is no way. You're allowed to bring
This
them
is
on
a
planes.
straight up Jenna fact right here. This is a straight up
Jenna facts are confident lies.
Yeah.
No, you are. You're allowed to bring snacks. You're allowed to bring snacks in the Rogers Center. You're allowed to bring.
No,
snacks.
you're not. To a Blue Jays game?
Yeah,
What?
because there's so many dietary restrictions that people have because everybody's so soft now.
Can you bring your own like Schneider's hot dog?
Oh, that's your all right take on everybody. Just snuck that in there.
You did at the end, and I missed
By the way,
it.
everyone's so woke and so soft.
Like Joe can't get anything at the concession because he's vegan.
Wow. I've gone with people to the movies that they're like, because I always buy popcorn every single time I have to. It's like a tick almost. Like I have to be eating popcorn, and I don't.
You just to get that oil flavor.
If I'm there, like I can't. I'll just be thinking about it.
Okay.
But I never eat it during the trailers. Like I eat it as soon as that thing starts. I'm like an animal, but like I don't touch it during the trailers. But I went with a friend, and I was like, "You want anything?" He was like, "No, it's okay." And then I obviously bought everything. And then he asked if he could start having some of my popcorn. Well, during the movie, that not a cool move.
I actually remember when I went to a movie with you and we got like a medium thing of popcorn. You're like, should we get our own? And I was like, I don't think we each need it. And we ended up getting our own because it was like, this guy obviously doesn't want to share.
Oh, and I probably ate the whole thing.
Honestly, I think within like the first 5 minutes
Yeah.
of the movie. Like me too.
Yeah.
But like, I think that I remember like,
We
just
wolfed
like
it.
wolfed it and then just cried.
And then you just sit there for the rest of the movie going, "Oh, I feel awful." And then it's the whale, so we're crying.
Yeah, it was a fun
How was
time.
your relationship with that person after the movie and they had some of your popcorn?
Was it me?
Yeah, I mean, they're on the pod now.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's good. Like, I never brought it up to him. I was never like, "Hey."
Oh, so you were generous. You let them have some of your
Yeah.
popcorn, even though they
You
clearly
said
said I
so
didn't
far.
want.
But I secretly resented it, obviously, and I'm bringing it up now. So I
right,
mean,
you thought about it every day.
every single day I wake up in the morning.
It was
I go,
14 years ago.
Yeah, it was the premiere of the first Iron Man.
Well, that's great though. I didn't realize that you get to bring in your own food. If this, is
I don't
true.
think
if
this
is
I
true.
mean, you can,
Why don't you believe me?
because that's how they make all their own money. All the money there.
And you've been known to tell me lies.
And you're a pathological liar.
Because I'm a woman?
No, that's different words in our
Well,
mouth.
that's something he would say. But me,
But behind your back 14 years later on a podcast.
yeah, you just gotta wait to find out the truth.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Did you guys...
Wait, now you're checking in your mind to see if it is true.
What is with you guys closing your eyes and checking the past?
How do you see
Are
the
you both
past?
psychics? How do I see the past? I just see it. Like right now I'm thinking about 9/11. I can see it hitting the towers.
Why are you
Strong
smiling?
twist for this guy. over here.
I don't know. It was just the first thing that came to my mind. Trying to remember something from the past.
Yeah, they say like if you're thinking of something, you look up and to the right.
Yes.
In the past, and if you're making something up, you look up and to the left.
I think it's the opposite.
And if you're
I
sleepy,
made that up, and that's
then
why I was
you
looking
just
up to the
close your
left.
So you were lying. We should have read your eyes. If you're sleepy, what?
You just close your eyes.
Yeah,
And go to bed.
like I'm sleepy right now.
Yeah. You're always kind of sleepy though. That's,
That's my vibe. It's just like in between awake and asleep, because then that's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot.
It gives you like a confidence. People are like, that guy's really confident when really you're just like so tired.
Just about to crash. You get me a nice blanket and some warm leggies. I'm out.
Do you find that there's certain settings where you guys are more confident? Like when I've broken bones before in the hospital, I'm never funnier than when I'm in the hospital, like with the doctors. I don't know. It's just like I'm so
You're crushing with the doctor.
It's like my true self. I'm killing it with these guys. I'm clearly on morphine or something.
Yeah, like laughing gas.
But you know what? Like, do you find your best self in certain weird settings ever like that? Like where there's, like you said, you're making, you're tired.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been more funny when I'm like extremely hungover.
I was gonna say when I'm hungover, I'm a hoot, and then
I'm
nice.
also quite mean. Yeah.
Do you think it's because you guys are so focused on something else, you're not like thinking of like the self-consciousness of making jokes or something?
I think it's because you have no filter.
Right, you're just like, my stomach is so fucking sore.
But why would you feel like you're so on in the hospital on your deathbed?
I don't. Not on my deathbed.
Sorry,
That's
sorry.
been my deathbed.
Just when you break your arm.
When I've broken bones before, and I've been in
Hit
the.
us with one hot joke that you may have got.
I don't remember the jokes. I just remember very much like being
mean the
on.
feeling.
That feeling of being on, like when you're in flow state or something.
I get that. I actually I recall because when I dislocated my knee and I had to take a ambulance, but I was on laughing gas. And I remember being like, I'm hilarious. But I also remember like
These paramedics
me
are
thinking
hilarious.
that I was hilarious, and like maybe not other people thinking I was hilarious.
Right, which is probably the accurate description of laughing gas. Right?
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. Though.
They're all trying to do their job, and you're just like hitting them with a couple hot jokes.
Do you guys see a lot of dead people?
Oh my god, I blew my knee out, and they were putting me in the ambulance. I was like, I was like young, but I was they were putting me in the ambulance, and I was like on the gurney, and my knee was out, and they pushed me in the ambulance, and they smacked my knee, like my knee that was out of its socket, against the door. And I was like, luckily I was on like 2 canisters of laughing gas, but like it still hurt.
You were like,
And I was like, you guys have one job, and like laughing hysterically. I was like with my friend. My friend was like vomiting because she was like couldn't handle it.
she wasn't even hurt. She was vomiting from seeing your knee.
Oh yeah, she was so gnarled out. But she has like a thing with knees.
Specifically knees,
Yeah,
not any other injury.
Loves them.
yeah. She thinks it's really.
Oh, so
sick.
she screamed like it was like, ugh.
Are you good with blood? Like some people, like your friend is terrible with knees, or like some people faint at the sight of blood, or like
Needles.
needles.
No, I'm good with blood. I crave it. No, no, it doesn't really bother me. What about you? Either of you guys a fainter or like get woozy when you see like when you're drawing blood that you see the nurse taking that purple blood out of your arm?
I don't get like woozy. I do like this thing. Yeah, and my blood's also not purple.
You doing that? Do you do that in scary movies?
Yeah.
Like cover your eyes?
Yeah.
I was at a movie theater in Palm Springs once, and Alexa and I were the only 2 people in the movie theater. It was like a matinee.
Yeah.
And some guy came and sat right beside us. And it was one of those things where you're like, is this person crazy? Like, is this a weird, like, because it's an empty theater.
Well, where were you seated? Like in the middle?
In the middle, yeah, like best seat.
best
so,
best.
so it was forgivable. But like they were those
Not right beside you though.
right beside me.
No.
Yeah, it was one of those like lazy boy like movie theaters.
Oh yeah.
And
Share the space.
yeah, so exactly, it was Alexa and I in one, and he was the chair right next to me. And I thought, I was like,
Is that a movie you get up and
well,
move to a
that's
different seat?
the thing. And he was one of those guys who brings a backpack into a movie theater, which I don't love seeing that either. I'm sure it's just full of homemade popcorn.
It was true.
But during the trailers, and I'm kind of side-eyeing him, being like, is this guy going to
touching himself.
stab me or something weird going to happen? And then I noticed there was some scary movie trailers happening, and he held his fingers and were like covering his eyes in the scary parts all cutely. And immediately I like shifted. I was like, oh, this adorable guy.
Right.
Like there was something so innocent about it that it immediately like, broke my heart. And I was like, he's not going to kill anybody.
This is ploy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, you lived. You surved the
I
terrifying man with the backpack that sat beside you in the movie theater.
Yeah, all that
This man's
anxiety
real
for
life
nothing.
is tough. Huh?
that was a big adversity achievement.
That stuck with your memory.
That
You had
was
to-
your near-death
It
experience.
was my very close. It changed me after that, man.
No, I choose to look at the needle when they put it in.
You're like higher.
They ask you to look away, but like I'm gonna.
You don't
make
listen
sure that
to
they're
it.
doing- No, I make sure that they're doing a good job, right? You want to make
You're
sure. that-
judging. You're not a nurse.
Well, I've heard many stories where people like they put the needle in, they didn't hit the vein, so they had to pull it out
Right.
again. They like, oh, you got little veins.
Would you know if they did a bad job? Though?
I have no idea, but
But you're just
I
eye-locking
just
them.
want to make sure that it's going okay, right? And also, you kind of want to desensitize yourself to being like to seeing blood, I think, and
For the
being
inevitable
stabbed.
zombie war.
Listen, it's inside your body. When it comes out, you gotta at least know that that's what's gonna happen. You want to know that that's the color it's gonna be, purple apparently.
Well, it's like that deep purple, like a deep cut. You know what I mean? Or what? It's a little
I
purple.
guess you're right. It's sort of purple.
It's not the little paper cut blood.
right. It's not well. That's the oxygen getting to
Yeah,
the blood.
yeah.
Turns it red.
Right.
Yeah, it's more bluish though. But yeah,
Okay.
all right. I mean, purple was wild to say.
You
I
don't
mean
think it's
violet.
a little purpley?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's
Yeah.
it's a dark, deep.
Have you ever
purple.
had one of those cuts where, like, I once had a guy drop a knife into my knee? This is not the movie theater guy. Maybe that's why I was so scared.
Your friend's not gonna like this podcast.
Oh, already you're getting woozy?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, the knee
Your
friend.
knee friend. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, he dropped a knife into my knee. I was in this class and I was like doing.
What is the situation?
It sounds really dumb, but we were basket weaving. It was literally like a basket weaving arts class. And I was.
Your near-death experiences are my favorite.
I didn't-
One time I went to a movie and a man sat next to me, but he had a backpack. And the other time I was basket weaving.
Like, it's been a hard journey to get where I am. So I'm weaving the basket as we
Obviously.
would. So you're like scraping. We've all got these Lettermans. They're like those Swiss Army knives, but a little bit more intense.
Okay.
And so we're scraping the cedar to make these baskets. And I just feel a boom. And a knife got dropped into my knee. And what had happened is the cool kid in the class was really good at throwing.
Stabbed me.
Because he hated me. The not so cool kid got stabbed. No, the cool kid was like throwing knives into trees and stuff, and he made knife throwing look really cool. So everyone was trying to like get good at throwing knives. And this one kid thought it'd be funny if while I was really focused basket weaving, he threw the knife and it landed in the dirt beside my knee. But obviously it missed.
Were you outside?
Well, I was outside. You don't weave a basket inside. You gotta get the wood. Look, I'm from British Columbia. It's a different school system. You guys have science.
You better keep the wood dry though. Like, anyway.
That's what you take from this story? That we were outside basket weaving? Not that the knife went in
What
my
are
knee?
you sitting on?
I
'Cause
just love that, like,
The
all
dirt.
everybody's like just throwing knives, but you're really focused on your basket.
honestly,
Guys,
I don't-
quit it. I'm trying to basket weave here.
Most people at this point were basket weaving. This kid thought this was the opportunity to show off his knife throwing skills.
Right. He came by, did a joke, and
So it just lands right in my knee.
yeah.
And immediately, I just see it go in. And it was one of those where you had to take it out. So I grab the knife, I take it out, and I just look up at him, and I just scream, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it was one of those cuts that doesn't bleed for like the first like 30 seconds. Right.
Right.
You're just looking at this like deep hole in your knee. And then you're like, and then you see that purple blood start to come
Right.
from the abyss. Yeah, it was
What
crazy.
that guy say after you just dropped that knife right into your?
Yep, he was like, "Oh, I was trying to throw it in the dirt next to you."
That's a classic move.
Like explaining like I didn't mean to. Doesn't excuse the situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things wrong with that situation.
Yeah.
Like, what was this class? Why does just like a bunch of kids have knives and they're allowed to
I
throw
guess
around?
you're right. Yeah, it's a very
No, you're
different.
throwing the. You're an outside kid.
Like, where's the
Yeah,
teacher?
I was doing outside. The teacher was hit with a knife, so they were. No, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's weird now because now I don't know if you trust. Could you trust kids, or at least not in
You
the
obviously
U.S.
don't trust kids
with knives. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
clearly,
drop it in your.
I've got a
knee.
scar on my knee to prove it.
You're an outside kid.
I was an outside kid, yeah, doing all those adventuring.
Yeah, it sounds like that. That's what they do out west. Is they have
Forest school?
forest school because your nieces and nephew go to forest school.
Yeah, they're feral.
Is that what it's called? Feral kids?
But like they go outside, like they're outside in their snowsuits all day. Like they just
Yeah.
drop them outside and they're in the woods. And
Yes.
they come back just covered in twigs and mud.
Yes.
And and like probably pretty hungry, but they send them off with some snacks, obviously, and a small knife.
Did you guys have snow days growing up? You were from Alberta. Did you have snow days ever where there was so much snow where they canceled the day?
Yeah, of course. Oh my god, they just took away snow days.
Well, I never had it. Did you have it too?
Yeah.
No, because I'm from the mountains. They never had snow day. It could snow like 15 feet, and you always had to go. And I was so jealous of like there was that movie Snow Day
Right.
and reading about snow days because I just wanted the
Man,
day
you're
off.
freaky.
Ours exactly that. We're always in snowsuits all day. If our bus driver like freezes to death, it's just like, all right, one of the
You
kids.
gotta huff
Yeah,
it. What do you
I
mean
feel-
they got rid of snow days?
That I just saw an article that was like that all snow days they've now
Moved
they're
to like hybrid now that you have Zoom.
yeah it's just online now.
Right, that
That's, yeah,
sucks.
it's rough for those kids because that's like you look forward to those.
That's
you
prime-
pray for the snow to come
Well, the
down,
thing is-
Yeah.
I feel like probably in Alberta and in BC, like a snow day, like it has to be snowy for a snow day. Like here, when it snows a little bit, everybody like loses their marbles. But like we would only have a couple, but it would be good because everybody would get excited because yeah, like it's not too snowy to go out. It's just
Right.
like,
No, exactly. It's
Optimal.
just
Well,
yeah.
it's optimal for
Off-
you. You get to go tobogganing. You get to throw snowballs. You know the whole snow day movie. You get to do that.
That's
Fall
all I
in
want to
love,
do.
man.
Make a snowman.
Yeah.
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 It's
Because all the
best
kids
time.
are outside because the parents aren't home. They're at work, so you're forced to go
Exactly.
outside. I don't know if they'd let that happen these days, but yeah, that was
now you're just like stuck inside on Zoom
the
yeah.
worst.
Oh my gosh.
because like education's really important.
Yeah, that's where you learn to basket weave. Those kids would have missed out on so
Did
many.
did you go to forest school?
We didn't call it that, but
Like
yeah.
were you
yeah.
outside all the time?
Yeah, for grade 11th grade for you Americans listening. We were outside for the first 6 months. We were like doing
Wait, you couldn't come in for 6 months.
No, you could. Your school was in like a park, and we did like it was really cool. We did like heli skiing, like kayaking. We went on this.
I was gonna say you were homeless for this. What
It was just being homeless. Dumpster diving. We got to take cans in for money.
You went hella skiing for school?
Yeah, we got to go heli skiing. It was really cool. It was a really intense outdoors program. I thought I wanted to do that. I didn't think I wanted to do comedy or do entertainment. I thought I was gonna be maybe some
Heli
kind of a
skier?
guide of some sort.
Oh yeah, that's number one job, isn't that over there? It's like,
Ski dreams. There's a lot of like pro skier dreams of being like, I'll be X Games, things like that. Because a couple guys made it from my town,
right.
but a couple of other guys like me broke their collarbones instead.
Oh, and you never did it again.
I was never good enough. Like it was never good enough. I was good at breaking bones.
Honestly, that's one of the best parts of life is when you realize you'll never be good enough to do something, and then you can just do it for fun. So, like, when we talk about it, you're a kid, you love basketball, you play basketball outside, you're shooting the hoops, and you're like, come on, someone's gonna see me playing. They're gonna be like, hey man, come on,
Yes.
you got something, kid.
You think the NBA scout is driving by your suburbs, being like, "Oh, this
And
this,
then- and
this
you're-
5'2" kid."
Yeah, you're 6 years old. You don't know any better.
Yeah.
You're playing out in the suburbs. They're like, why not? But then you go and play actual games with people or do anything, and you realize, oh, you are not good, and you'll never be that good. And so you can just let it all go. You're free.
You let that dream die so quickly.
And you're like, you know what? Maybe at best I'll be revered in an intramural.
I thought you were gonna say maybe at best I can write about this. Like I could be
Yeah.
a sports reporter.
No. At best, at 50 years old, I will still maybe be able to hit a jump shot.
I remember I went to at my school, Vashek Pospisil. Do you guys know who that is? He's one of Canada's best young tennis players. Jenna's super excited about it. But he grew up. He's from Vernon. He's from the same town as me. And I remember in grade 3, he said to me, he grabbed my racket and he's like, "This is a piece of shit." And we're 8 years old in grade 3, and he was just like,
Doesn't seem like you were well liked.
Then he stabbed me.
I don't know if I was, but I never forgot it because I liked tennis. But I remember thinking, even at 8 years old, I'm like, wow, I'll never play as many games as tennis as Vashek. Like, I'll never be as good as him because his dad and his brothers, he was there playing against the wall hours, and they had a ball machine every day after. And we're 8, and already thinking, I'm like, I'll never have a 10,000 hours like Vashek.
Jenna, what have you given up on? When did you realize you'd never be a success at a thing?
This is deep. I don't know.
That's it. You still think you still got it. You
Yeah.
still think you got
I know,
the
like I'm
dreams.
still waiting for my
You've
big
never had any
break.
dreams die?
No, all my dreams come true.
Wow.
I just set my expectations very low.
I dreamed to have a coffee today.
Because you played soccer.
Yeah.
And so you're still
And I
hoping.
still do.
Yeah, you still do. So you're still hoping that you're going to be recruited off of the intramural women's team.
Well, Christine Sinclair, she retired, so maybe now's your shot to be captain of Team Canada.
Slink in.
You guys need an 11th?
No, I don't think I ever really thought I was never that good at soccer. Also, I busted all my legs.
Yeah, it sounded like
All of my legs.
All of your legs.
Yeah, it dislocated both my knees. And
Playing
I
soccer?
smashed my head. My knees, yeah.
yeah. Oh
But
wow.
you were hit by a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really wants to talk about.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Oh no, I don't care.
What happened with that?
Okay, hit by a car is generous, but I cracked my head. I was gonna say dislocated my skull. That's not a thing.
I don't know what sounds worse. They both sound very bad.
No, I just I got a hairline fracture right here, which is the thickest part of your skull. I lost my sense of smell for a year and a half.
Whoa.
Yeah, people used to fart in front of me all the time.
Just a test? It was like, hey, Jenna, anything? in
Yeah,
your
because it
rooms?
was high school and everybody thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
You sound like you were well liked.
Wait, is this where we find out we're all losers? Yammy. Were you?
No, it was farting in my nose.
We're throwing knees in here?
Nobody's farting in your nose.
No. Did you get pink eye from that? I mean,
I
just
didn't say they were farting in my nose.
Yeah, imagine she was like, it's weird since I cracked my skull, my eyes are pink all the time.
No, they just in my vicinity.
Right.
But that's it? That's all that? No other brain damage?
I don't think so.
Because you think you can control the world with your mind.
No, but I can.
Do you think that's maybe a delusion, or is that related to being hit by the car?
Getting hit by the car gave me superpowers.
I think, well, maybe that's a cool way of looking at it. I was going to say made you an idiot.
Where I can predict or I can change tiny tasks.
But you actually-
Well, you can. You've
I've seen her-
experienced it firsthand.
I've seen her do it. We had a hot tub that was broken at this place we were staying in, and it was weird because it sounds like really bougie, but the hot tub was supposed to overflow to this.
Outside of Kelly School.
Yeah, I guess we've really set the bar.
Yeah. Anyway. So,
Yeah, it was so relatable.
Really relatable. But it was an infinity hot tub, so the water was supposed to leak over and go into the pool.
It was one of the two of the water features.
right. And you were bummed because you can have the water features you're there.
Only
What-
50% of the water feature is working?
Ew.
What a ripoff.
Right.
So Jenna
And you couldn't fix it this whole time.
couldn't fix it. I tried for 3 or 4 days trying to fix this
And
thing.
you're reasonably smart.
I'm
He went to forest school.
So
yeah, at least I'm a guy who tries very hard to
yeah,
and
you can
read
make, you
instructions.
can make a basket for sure.
But not an NBA basket, we learned. Not a basketball.
No, not a basketball, but a basket.
But I can
of-
make a
of-
basket.
Yeah.
And Jenna literally goes out there, stares at it, and I watched, I wish we'd filmed it because it sounds like a lie or crazy. And she does this with her hands like she's Moses.
Yeah.
And it turned on and started overflowing. And I stared at her and I was like, you are God.
It's true.
'Cause
I
you-
used all my powers for that.
That's how easy it is. That's maybe what Charles Manson did. Immediately, I was like a disciple. I was like, I believe.
Oh, it's so funny. I used to have this joke with a friend of mine that you have a quota of luck in your life. You have an allocated amount of luck in your life. And then if you use it up, then you're not lucky anymore.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's we used to talk about that. But then one time we went to the, it was the 100th Grey Cup, and it was in Toronto. It was Toronto versus Calgary. And randomly, my uncle in Calgary got me tickets, and I went with this guy that I was seeing. And then my friend, this is Deanna, she was she wanted to go. And so she ended up getting the guy that she was seeing to somehow get her tickets, and he got them through somebody at work in Brampton. whatever. And so we like met beforehand and we like hung out, and then we're like, okay, we'll meet after. We'll go watch the game and then we'll meet after. And so we went to go pick up our tickets, and then when we went to go sit down, we're at the Rogers Center, right? So it's like we're like 52,000 people, and we were somehow sat beside each other.
Whoa.
Like same row. There was actually 2 seats in between us, but those people didn't show up.
Wow.
And it was Deanna and her boyfriend, and then me and the guy that I was seeing, and we were like, what the hell? And then we were so angry because we're like, did we waste our luck on this?
And then leaving the Rogers Center, you got hit by that car.
We're like, this does not make our life better in any way. Like would rather if it's a 1 in 52,000 chance.
Yeah, rather win the 50-50 or the lottery or something.
Exactly.
Do you think you have used your luck since, or do you consider yourself a pretty lucky person? Or was that the best? That was the pinnacle?
that was it. No, I think I'm probably a pretty lucky person. I think that it regenerates.
If that's true, Yami, if you're only given a certain amount of luck in your life, do you think you've used up all your luck, or is it luck to come?
No. I think it's luck to come. I think like bad things happen to you and that ups your luck quotient.
Oh, it's like a karmic.
Yeah, it's like if you get hit by a car, you get a couple extra luck points going on. If you
gotta fix that
I
hot
wasted my getting hit by a car luck points.
Yeah.
On sitting next to Deanna at
friend
the
at a
Grey
game.
Cup.
you don't get to choose.
And
where
not even
luck
the
comes
Super
in.
Bowl?
I know, it's like the CFL. Nobody even wants to.
I like to think of myself as pretty lucky and have plenty of luck points.
Is that a manifestation thing? Like you're trying to will yourself to be lucky?
Well, they say that if you think of yourself as lucky, then you will be lucky.
Yeah.
So I like to think of myself as lucky.
I like that.
What does that mean? I don't know. Who cares? But I just think I'm going to win everything I do. Like I play roulette, put $100 down on black, lose. Like, well,
I guess they want 200.
I guess that $100 was bad luck.
Right. Yeah, you didn't want that.
Yeah, it wasn't you.
Didn't want that.
Yeah, you would have spent that on cigarettes or something.
Exactly. Had to get rid of it because it would have done something bad with it.
Evil money. I used to think that like you only given in a similar vein so many conversations in your life, and if you work a job like a server or a bartender, you go through those conversations too quickly. Like maybe a human being's only supposed to have 10,000 conversations with somebody, like with everybody. Maybe a human being's only supposed to have 10,000 conversations in their entire lives. But when you work a service job like that, you know, you're using those conversation quotas too quickly. That's why you see someone who's like a bartender for like 7 years and maybe they're a bit of an asshole.
This just seems like justification of being an asshole. And like I love the idea of you working a service job and like explaining to your boss.
Hey, I'm not an asshole. I've just had too many
Like, no,
conversations.
I just gotta save my conversations.
I can only do one a day. Yeah, that's why you should nod more. You know,
Say less. Not
say
more.
less. Yeah.
So that's like,
It was a weird thing to think of, like that you would ever run out of conversations.
Don't you think though, like that you get more bitter over time? Like you meet an 80-year-old guy, he doesn't care. He's kind of like curmudgeon-y.
Yeah, but like the conversation doesn't cost you anything.
Tell that to my grandfather.
But also, most of the time as a server, you're not supposed to be talking. You're taking the orders. Maybe that was your problem. That's why you're bad in the first
no,
place.
but as a bartender, you're like supposed to talk.
Right? Yeah. Someone's like,
I believe that you're
my
supposed to
daughter
listen.
cracked her skull today. Any advice?
And you're like, go home, Brian, you're drunk. But that's like the, I feel like we've talked about this before. The hangover theory too, that it's like you're only allocated a certain amount of fun, and when you get drunk, you steal fun from the next
Yes,
day. So that's
yes.
why you're hungover.
I think the first person I heard say it was the comedian Pete Holmes, and I love it. It's like you
Oh,
spent.
is that like a thing that somebody says?
That's where I heard it, but it's brilliant. It's like when you're hungover because you spent today's fun already.
Oh yeah, maybe I heard it from you who heard it.
I love it. It's because
Yeah.
it's exactly that. And sometimes, like, I get really, really bad hangovers too. So I'm always like, oh, it wasn't worth it. That was the 3 a.m. fun I spent.
Right. You only get so many fun points.
You guys you said you're hilarious when you're hungover. That's not me. I'm not hilarious. I'm
But mean.
right.
Hilarious,
Yeah,
but
I
mean.
should. You should preface it with I'm quite mean.
Right. And you guys are kind of mean at the best of times too. So
Well, you're welcome.
did you guys see that this agent, son of a famous agent, killed his whole family this week? This is quite the segue. But I was just reading
Speaking
about
of
it
mean.
on the way here. No, but like, yeah, exactly. And he cut up their bodies. I know you like true crime. That's why I wanted to bring this up.
Sure.
He cut up their bodies
Trigger warning.
Okay.
and just like drove to a normal dumpster in like the broad day and just threw the body parts in. And then he hired these 2 laborers to help him haul the bodies out of the house. And immediately they were like, what's in here? And he was like, oh, it's just rocks.
Right.
And they were like feeling the bags and they're clearly squishy.
Right.
And then they drove a block, opened the bag, saw like a body part, like a belly button, turned around, went through the bags back on the guy's property and called the police, and then gave the money back because I think they didn't want anything to do with it.
Right.
But like, this is like the dumbest plan. Like, what would you think would happen?
I mean, I think he thought he'd get away with it.
I guess, but like broad daylight. I don't know. You listen to a lot of
like
true
that.
crime.
What's funny about that is that the audacity or the bouginess to be able to, like, I can't carry this fucking body. I gotta get some laborers and swing by the old Home Depot, see if I can grab a few people to take.
That's
these bodies
clearly
out.
what it was. Too.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
I love
It was
that
in a-
privilege from this guy.
He drove a Tesla. There's the CCTV camera of him opening up his
Well, he
Tesla.
didn't want to get blood in his Tesla.
Understandably, so
Right.
you got a pickup truck. You can just come on over. The rocks.
The rocks are squishy rocks.
Like, it's not even
They're
a good-
rocks. Don't
good
worry
vibe.
about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Why do you have rocks in your house?
Why
in
does
Gar-
anybody do anything? You know.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't like his folks.
His wife and her folks.
His wife and her folks.
Like
Wait, I thought it was
sister-in-law.
the kid of the agent.
His famous agent, old George Clooney's agent, Dolly Parton's current agent.
Oh, like
Oh.
the agent has nothing to do
It's
with it.
his son. That's why it ended up in the news.
It was like his
Famous
son's family.
Hollywood agent's son kills his whole family essentially,
His whole family.
and poorly executes
that's awful.
the yeah
Hopefully
right.
That agent has good PR.
Well, I guess it because immediately it's like it's not me, it's my son.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get stuck with duds, you know,
Yeah.
and you find out later that they were real bad duds.
When you're reading TMZ and you go, "Holy shit, that's my son!"
Yeah, it's gonna be tough though, right? You know, you don't want to sympathize with the killer, but the killer's parents be like, "We put so much work into this kid, and he turned out to be a real pile of garbage."
Right. We bought him a Tesla.
Bought him a Tesla, gave you the best schools, took you to outdoor school. You're doing heli skiing, you're weaving baskets, you're surviving the other kids with knives. Little did you know.
And clearly he didn't learn too much in outdoor school because he was very bad at disposing of this thing.
Damn, sometimes you get a dud.
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe he went to inside school.
Right. Yeah.
Outside school, he would have gone in a helicopter.
At least
thrown it off
leave
a
the
mountain.
LA County area before throwing out the bags of human body parts into the dumpster. A homeless guy found it.
Homeless guy found it. I
Found
thought
it.
you said that
I
they.
thought you said it was on their lawn.
No, this guy's plan was so bad. Like the one on the lawn, the laborers immediately identified that as sketchy and obviously a body, and they called the police. And then a homeless guy found it where he put, like, I guess he went to a couple dumpsters too. Like he
'cause
got
the
caught 15 times.
Oh yeah.
Like this weekend for this person was just like, oh yeah, I got caught red-handed 17 times.
Right. Rough time. Do you like true crime? I don't.
I don't really seek it out.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. You're into it though. You listen to that shit while you're jogging, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of women like true crime. Though.
Oh yeah. Women love you.
And you
Tell
live
us,
a-
what's the deal with true crime? Is it a bit of a kink? It's a bit of a.
No, I don't. I honestly don't know. I've thought about this. In great detail. I feel like it's like to be prepared for every scenario.
Oh, like you're learning
Yeah.
from the story.
I see. You're like, what are the tricks in that guys use to lure women away? Like the Ted Bundy moves, or it's like why women read The Game, that pickup artist. Well, they read it so that they know what guys are doing when they're in the club
Yeah.
negging
For
you.
defense.
So you're more reading like these, or listening to true crime for defense more than planning your own murders.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm really planning my own murder so much, but
Yeah, that's good.
you do learn what not to do.
Right.
I suppose.
Yeah.
What were the
Don't
top things
call
not to do?
laborers. Like have a plan of disposing the body, probably.
Like write that out. Oh, have a plan.
Like it sounds like this guy did not have a plan.
Yeah. Well, it sounds then maybe it wasn't premeditated.
Or just a crime of passion where you kill
But,
three
like,
people.
I feel like a crime of passion, and then you like cut them up. Like you could clearly come up with a better.
Yeah, he did cut them up, which is kind of messed
Well,
up.
the cutting up portion is like that's the plan now.
Also, do you have
Oopsie,
any
I
idea
killed
how
these three
hard it would be to cut up a body? Like cut through bone? That's
Well,
hard.
you don't cut through bone. You find the joint. It's like butchering.
Why do you guys know this?
Yeah, you know too much.
Well, you ever fillet a chicken, right? You go find for the joints and they
You're not
cut
gonna
through
fillet a human.
If you just
You're
kill three-
watching Gordon Ramsay videos on YouTube as you're doing this. How do you prepare my wife?
Well, you don't. You don't put that in the search
Yeah.
engine.
I don't think I have sharp enough knives.
Well, then I
I
guess
think
I'll
that's
never be
my
a serial
first
killer.
problem.
Yeah, you'd sharpen them before that. Okay, so a few things that you don't do. What would you don't do as a woman to not get killed?
Yeah, I like this better than what would you do as a serial killer.
No, who wants to be a serial
Yeah.
killer?
Not any of us.
Yeah, like I'm trying to find defense against serial killer, but now you're trying to find my defense against
your
serial
weakness is
killer.
looking for a weak
What
point.
do
This
you
is
know? What are they teaching you out there to stay away from? White vans.
How-
Stay away from white vans.
Yeah, definitely white vans.
Any guy that's I don't know, like
A little off, sits next to you at a movie theater with a backpack.
For
that's right.
sure.
You get up and
Backpacks are very dangerous.
Yeah.
Also, children with knives.
Children with knives.
So you don't have any defenses. You don't know any. You haven't picked up anything.
I don't know. I like true crime more than like the massacres and stuff. I like the con ones.
These are
Right.
scams.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
than
like
the
I
murder.
like-
Because true crime doesn't have to be murder only. It can be just like
no, like
cons.
Like a heist.
like a
Yeah.
yeah, or like a like a con, like a
You just said that.
yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for.
Or like something gone wrong where someone tried to like steal
That one I
money.
must say though, like I listened to a podcast called The Opportunist, and it was just about like people conning people in like different ways. It was like the like Tinder swindler and like things like that, like
Right.
of people conning people. And that one, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, yeah. Some of them I was like,
Pretty good idea.
not a bad plan.
Oh yeah, you like a good scam then.
I do like a good
Have you
scam.
been scammed recently?
I don't think so.
Because you listen to the podcast.
It comes
'Cause I
up a
know-
lot on our show where we like to find out if a guest has been scammed, and
Yeah. Well,
turns out a lot have.
yeah. My father was very close to getting scammed. He's
This week?
no, not this week, but it was a little while back. He got an email saying that he was the lucky inheritance winner of a person abroad. All you need to do is call these people and figure it out, right? And he he was like, guys, I got this email, and we told him.
Turns out we're rich.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna give him a contact. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a call. I'm like, no, Dad, this is a scam.
Oh my
it's purely
gosh.
a scam. He's like, you don't know. Like, you never know. Sometimes maybe it could be me.
All they
you know?
want is my banking info and social
Yeah, so
security.
he ended up calling them.
No.
Yeah, he called them, and he was just like, hey, so what's going on here? What's you know, and then they were like, obviously, you got to give us your social insurance number or all this type of stuff.
Yes.
And luckily, he doesn't know any of that stuff. My mom takes care of it, and she wouldn't give it to him.
So he asked her. He was like, "Hey, honey."
Yeah. And she's like, I'm not giving you that information. He's like, we could be millionaires. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Was he not put off? Like, did the accent? There was nothing sketchy about it. Like he was like,
He doesn't care.
right? He's
He's
so
he's
not judgmental at all.
No. He's like, hey, listen, we could do this. You guys aren't gonna get any of this money if I get this money. Then.
Oh my god.
Right? He was like greedy about it. He's like, okay.
And everyone's like, this is crazy. This is
That's
nuts.
Your
so
dad working,
funny.
so I'd pick up the phone at night from the scammer and be like, she's asleep. I know, I'm working on it. I don't know where she puts it.
Oh,
Your
that's
dad's
so
mistress was the
funny.
scammer.
Yeah. Well, he wanted that money.
How long did he try for before? he gave up?
Yeah, like a month. Like
A month?
Yeah, he was trying to get that social insurance number and that bank number from my mom, and she's just like, I'm not. He's like, they're telling me they're not gonna call back, and
They're not gonna. This is our last chance.
yeah.
It's $100 million.
Like talking, but like, look, I'm working on my wife.
I'm working it. I'm working it.
But luckily,
How much was it for?
$1 million. Yeah.
1 million too. I mean,
Yeah.
not that that's not a lot of money, but like the risk. It's not like it's 50 million or like.
Yeah, it was a Nigerian prince scam for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
so he's still upset about that to this day. He still thinks he could have been a millionaire.
That's so funny. When was this?
Oh, like 3 years ago or so.
He could have bought a small apartment in Toronto with that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you get on the list, right? You get on the list.
the
of being
sucker
like,
list.
The sucker list. So he started getting more of them. He's like, that's my lucky day.
Not only am I a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, somebody from Minnesota, a lawyer is actually trying to clear some money for a client that needs to come up to Canada, and we just reached out to you because they figured that you'd be interested.
How did they justify it? Just like, how did they end up with your dad?
Oh, I mean, they don't. It's like you're fishing, right? You put
But
in as many lines
your
in the
dad
water.
wasn't like, hey, how did you find me?
No.
Like, you're calling a realtor, you need me to hold the
those
money?
questions he doesn't ask. He's like, yeah, obviously they're coming to me. I'm the guy.
Oh my god,
I'm the
that's
guy.
so funny.
My mom called me recently because she's like, hey, do I need to call Microsoft? Because I've got a huge thing on my computer saying I need to call Microsoft to fix it. And I'm like,
Right.
Ma, you have a Mac. Like, this is a scam. You never need to call Microsoft.
And you got to be worried about that time when you don't see the scam anymore. right? Because that's how you know you're getting old, is
Right.
when you don't realize you're getting scammed or about to be scammed.
Yeah.
Right? Because
When someone bats the social security card out of your hand.
yeah, because you get those Norton antivirus things that
Right.
pop up all the time. I'm just like, look, I don't know if it's a scam or not. I'm gonna get a virus, sure, but I just don't want to be scammed.
Yeah.
Just don't want to be scammed here.
I was on the phone with the government when I had to call CRA, and I was in Mexico a couple weeks ago, and she wrote me an email and she's like, hey, call back this number. And I called back, and like I called them, and it was an email from them, but like they were responding to something. So I called them, and she was like, okay, like we just need to like verify your identity. It's like first and last name. And I was like, Jenna Wood, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, okay, can you give me your social insurance number? And I was in Mexico at the time, but like I had called her and I was like, oh, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. And she was like, oh no, absolutely. Like, I totally understand. I'm like, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm in Mexico and like, I don't like, not that that has anything. I just like, I didn't know. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, but like I wrote the email, like you did call me. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, we need to verify your identity. Like, I totally understand. Here's like, this is how you do it. She's like, if you call the call center, this is my name. This is my, my
Extension.
employee number. And she was like, verify my identity. Oops. And she's like, do this and that, the other thing. Gave me like 8 steps. She's like, I'd give you the number. And she's like, but that's going to defeat the purpose. So you can go on the CRA website. You can find the number for the call center. You can call. You can verify my identity. And then she's like, and then give me a call back. I was like, you know what, Peggy, we're good.
Wow, even that, you were like...
I'm like, my social insurance number is.
There's just too many steps.
Yeah, and she was
Wow.
like, she gave me all these steps, and she's like, okay. And then she was like, give me, and then so I gave it to her, and then she's like, give me your full address, and I gave it to her, and like everything I gave to her at that point, because I was just like, whatever. And then she was like, I promise that this is real. And at the end of the conversation, I was like, honestly, Peggy, I was like, if this is a scam, you really killed it. Yeah. No, it wasn't a scam. But it was so
Wow.
funny. She gave me all these steps. I was like, oh, I cannot be bothered.
Oh my
Your laziness
gosh.
won out.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like your dad.
Honestly, we're all gonna get there at some point.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know. Because with AI, right, they can fake your voice now.
Yeah.
Little clips of your voice, and they can make deep fakes.
Oh my God. But your dad would know. We had a conversation with your dad once about this, about AI.
Do you think he would know?
Yeah.
Hello, it is me, your son, Scott Yamamura.
He doesn't even know when he's getting
I
scammed.
wish that I had this information of him getting scammed when we had the conversation.
When he was
I
so
remember having
confident.
the conversation. He was like, "Well, I would know. I would know if it's a robot. It sounds like a robot." And then you were like, "No, but like it
No, it doesn't at
like
all.
They take your voice." And he was like, "Well, I would know." It's just like I would know. Just
Doesn't know he's on social, but he can, yeah.
That's the problem when you think you're smarter than they spend their whole time trying to think of scams to get you.
Yeah.
Right? So like you're not putting that time. You're putting that time just trying to live and exist. They're trying to figure out how to scam you.
Do you know the one where they call you if you're on a trip? Like you'd say you were just in Mexico. They would know you're in Mexico and they'd call like your grandmother or whatever and be like, or I think it used to be an email scam, but maybe now it's AI. And it was like, hey, it's Jenna. I'm really embarrassed. I don't want to tell mom and dad, but I lost some money while I was in Mexico and I lost my passport. Can you send me $1,000 just to get me home? And people like send it. Obviously, the grandmother's trying to be good grandparents.
Right.
And then the other thing is like, please don't bring this up next time we see each other. So like, they don't even know that it's really dirty and really, really mean.
Hit them with the chain.
Oh my God.
Pretty good.
Pretty good scam.
Pretty good scam. Pretty good scam.
I go to Reddit/Scambait a lot, and I fall in love with just reading, and it's just text messages, and it's always
Oh, those are fun. Where
they're
they get
really
the
fun.
scammers.
Yeah, where people know it's a scam and they mess with
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of scams, what would you say is your favorite fad diet that you've been on? Because you've done a lot, right? You were vegetarian, you were vegan, you were paleo for a bit.
Yeah, I guess I
Chicken vegan.
have. I was chicken vegan.
Yeah,
I was
chicken-
CV. I started that movement. Didn't take on as much as I would have thought. No animal products except for chicken.
Annoyed everybody.
100% of CV
You
people,
had to explain to everybody you told it to.
because people couldn't handle it.
They couldn't
It's
handle that.
very simple diet. No animal byproducts except for delicious chicken.
Right.
No eggs, unless that egg grows up to be a chicken. You can eat it.
Then you can eat that.
Yeah, because it's pure protein, baby. That chicken breast.
Which one have you gotten the most results from?
I got really good results from fasting. I was fasting 20 hours a day,
Anorexia.
but I also lost a fair bit of muscle mass on it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, like Peter Attia, one of the guys who kind of made fasting
Yeah, he was hot on it.
has actually since kind of denounced it in a lot of ways, saying that unless you're really obese, the risks don't weigh the rewards for like losing muscle mass, essentially.
Right.
And I know, some people are gonna be mad hearing that, but essentially that was my experience as well. And the tried and true method, calorie counting, that always works. Like, no, people don't like to do it because it's annoying. That works. You eat less calories than you burn.
Yeah, it's less fun.
It's less fun. It's less extreme. It's, not exciting. That thing works. And that's, that's been really effective. What about you? You guys go on some crazy fitness stuff.
Yeah, no, same thing with me. So, so when was that? So
that was in March this year. March this year, I fasted like that for a month.
You're the best body of your life.
That lost me the first 10 pounds,
Yeah.
and then the other like 14 pounds I did through calorie restriction.
Right.
Through just like that. And honestly, I felt better. I don't know. I felt fine doing it. It just, I wasn't losing muscle mass the same way.
Right.
Yeah. But it worked. I mean, it was effective. I was
Yeah.
also doing it wrong. I was doing cardio. You should do cardio, I guess, halfway through your fast. I was doing it at the very end of the fast, and by then your body is so starved that that's when it starts to eat the muscle, I guess.
Right.
If you do it halfway through, it's still eating the fat. So I did it wrong. I didn't really do enough research, but I just kind of went big on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me.
So I scammed away the fat.
Absolutely. Starving works every
yourself.
time.
Yeah,
Starving is the
unfortunately.
move.
It's not the move. We do
Oh
not.
my
no.
gosh. Is it ever the move?
No, not the move.
Yeah, if you're looking
Eating
to drop-
disorders are dangerous.
Of course they're dangerous, but if you do them right,
You could have great abs.
you can have great abs. If you teeter on the line of like starvation and
Yeah.
anorexia, ooh, you could have a sweet body.
Well-
And that's the problem with it. Is like as soon as you start losing that weight and like you're starving yourself, and people are like, "Yo, you're looking great." That just
Right,
gives
it
you
feeds
more-
the demons.
Yeah, it gives you. Oh, this is working. We're having a great time.
Gives
right?
you body. Well, we have a friend who calls us the body dysmorphia crew.
No, that's us.
Wait, are we the friend? You're the friend? Wait, is it?
Talking about BDCC.
Was it self-named?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Well, he
Body
just
dysmorphia.
refers it to us now, and I'm always like, oh, that's me. It's good to know it's a self-champion.
I can't fast. I'm too hungry.
Yeah, you get pretty angry.
If you're a
when you don't
hangry
eat.
person, it's not a good idea at all.
Like, I feel like I can do it, but I feel like for the greater good of the people around me,
Yeah.
You're like Superman.
shouldn't do it. But I also heard that, like, for women, you're not supposed to do it. You're depending on your cycle, you're not supposed to do it like
TikTok.
from Dr.
Dr.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Dr. TikTok diagnosed you.
Yeah, I don't remember actually the specifics. So
I think it was at the beginning when the week before.
week before, no.
Your period not supposed to because the progesterone requires you to have a lot of sugar in your body to be created.
So you gotta eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Gotta eat chocolate.
Gotta have that
Chocolate
chocolate,
only diet.
Gotta have the sugies.
Sounds a lot more fun than the anorexic diet.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about you, Yams? You ever got scammed on a diet?
Oh, I've been scammed so many times. I remember I was 12 years old and we used to watch infomercials as a family, and there was the ab cruncher.
That's all you guys
no
could.
basket weaving,
No.
but
They couldn't afford margarine, or they could only afford margarine, no butter, but only the infomercial channel. This is a rags to riches. No wonder your dad wanted that $1 million from that scam so bad.
Yeah.
that's butter money.
The,
We don't have to eat margarine anymore.
was the first time we were scammed, right? The infomercial was for the ab cruncher.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It was a
We
machine
have
that
the ab cruncher.
you were scammed. You hold the thing against your stomach, and really all it is just you doing a sit up while pushing this thing into your stomach at the same time, and it had it compressed. And like,
But they make it seem like it's automatic.
yeah, they made it seem like, yeah, 'cause you're seeing pictures of abs, and you're like, everybody wants abs at
And
the
you're
time. It
just
was the
eating
90s.
Doritos, watching the infomercials, getting a six-pack.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever it was, but like they made it seem like it was simple. It was 3 easy payments of $9.99 or $19.99, which is far too much for that thing at the time. and so we bought it because we were like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it as a family. I don't know. if that's
Everybody,
true.
the 8-year-old's gonna get abs?
Yeah, I was gonna do it, but my family are weird health freaks. So we bought this thing and then just sat around.
On the couch.
Well, we tried it out, but it didn't work. It didn't give us any abs.
You gave one try each, and you're like, no
Well,
abs.
yeah, it was a thing. We all tried it, but it's dumb. It was dumb as hell. That was the first of a long line of getting scammed.
I feel like we had like maybe my mom got scammed a lot because I feel like we didn't have
The
that.
Thigh Master was a good one for women that they got scammed on.
Oh, is that the one that goes like
Thigh
this?
Master works.
This
Oh,
thing?
yeah?
Like that's legit.
Suzanne
Summers, R.I.P.
Oh, no.
Do you know Suzanne Summers? No. She died like a month ago.
Oh, really? So is that... Oh, I thought...
Yeah, like very recent.
Oh, that's their Three's Company. Down to 2.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
John Ritter's also dead, sorry. Down to 1.
Down to 1. That's pitch that as a spin-off show.
One's not company?
Down to 1.
Oh, one's lonely.
Oh my goodness.
You don't know who Suzanne Summers is? Is that what you were just about to say?
No.
You said, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I don't know who that is, but I'm sad she's dead for your guys' loss. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
She was like um, uh, an idol, icon,
Yeah,
a
she's
babe
like-
of the early '90s to or like late '80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you still don't know? Okay,
Still
anyway.
don't know.
The
You-
Thigh
everyone-
Master.
Sounds
Never
like she
heard
had
of the
a
Thigh
good
Master.
life. I've heard of the Thigh Master.
Yeah, well, she was a spokesperson for it, kind of like how George Foreman was the spokesperson
The
for
grill.
George Foreman Grill.
I bought one of those.
So did I.
Grilled
So did
burritos, like yeah.
They're great.
That's not a scam.
No, that's
That's
not
a good
scam.
product.
Not a scam.
Not a scam.
That's like a
That was the panini before the panini was hot.
Yes, it was.
lean mean grilling machine.
That's right.
That was like the like ideal university setup. Everybody
Yes.
had
Yes.
everybody had a George Foreman.
That's where I first saw it. My friend had it. I'm like, this is the best thing in the world.
Easy clean. You just give it the wipe, right?
And barely do that.
Barely
You
do
could
that.
just
You
heat
that
it up.
trap was so gross. You just have that trap sitting there for
Yeah.
days.
right.
Oh
right,
my
right,
gosh.
everybody.
I think I still have one somewhere, like in a drawer in my house.
Hey, just pack that thing with ground beef and then put it down on.
Oh, I've never done that.
I've never done
I would
that.
needed sandwich.
No.
That's disgusting, dude.
What was your go-to meal in university? I
I was a big like pizza pocket or mini pizzas guy, like
like
those
the one that you made
Pillsbury-
yourself. You made
heat them up in the microwave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I would make bolognese spaghetti and then put it.
Bolognese. Gordon Ramsay in the house.
Well, spaghetti was so cheap and easy to make, right? It's a little whatever it is in spaghetti.
A little braised duck with a jus de
Right. This is before you could figure out what goes in spaghetti.
for YouTube.
Yeah, and then I'd make a sandwich. So slice
A
of bread.
spaghetti sandwich?
A spaghetti sandwich.
Oh, I hate this now.
Oh man, so good. Butter it up. Put that spaghetti inside the bread. Is bread on bread on bread. Oh, that's how you gain that first 15 pounds.
He's having this today. He's
I wish I could. I can't eat like that anymore.
No.
Spaghetti sandwich. I can't remember what I ate. Probably like ramen noodles. Probably like the classic stuff.
But like the instant noodles.
Yeah. The only reason that I remember that is because one time I was drunk and I poured the hot water on my hand and like really severely burned myself. And so maybe that's just like a trauma response. And it's the only thing that I'm thinking of.
And when you got to the hospital, were you killing it?
I didn't actually go to the hospital because my roommate for some reason had like a burn ointment. And so I just slapped that on. But I don't know. I don't recall. I'm like, maybe I didn't eat poorly.
You were fasting, maybe. You were.
Maybe I didn't eat. That's not true because I for sure got fat. So.
But that was maybe the booze.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, so okay. You don't remember eating.
I didn't eat in university.
It was that and a pita, chicken Caesar pita. That was the go-to after the bar
Oh,
move right there.
Yeah, Caesar, yeah.
we had a pita pit right by us, and we used to go get pita.
Catch them in the lines.
My consumption of like Caesar dressing over the years, like
Oh,
teenager,
Jamie sandwich, sorry.
tons. Oh, that's okay. Now it's like as an adult, never. Like, but like Caesar salads would be the go-to salad, and like exactly chicken Caesar wraps.
Oh, I love Caesar salad.
Yeah, you never. You
Oh,
don't
I
do
love a
Caesar
Caesar
anymore?
salad. No, it's true. I mean, it's like it's the same thing as eating some fries almost.
We literally had a Caesar salad the other day.
So you guys are living good. You're living good.
No, you and I.
See, I don't remember. I was sitting there. I was in my car as a kid.
We had chick things and Caesar salad.
That wasn't us. You're thinking of somebody else.
No, Jamie sandwich. In Lethbridge, Alberta, they have Jamie sandwich at Backstreet Pub, and it was you'd choose your toppings, and they'd make you a pizza.
Yep.
They make like a little personal sized pizza, and then they'd cut the pizza and put mayo, tomatoes, lettuce, squish the pizza.
Pizza sandwich.
Oh,
Pizza sandwich.
Mayo on pizza?
Yeah.
Good.
It's like what with that BLT pizza. But no,
Oh,
it was so good because it was like a pizza sandwich, I guess. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna scoff it. I ate a spaghetti sandwich. Sounds almost as good.
yeah, spaghetti sandwich is like a little bit weirder.
For you, you're having a pizza sandwich with mayo and tomato in the between.
Oh, it's so good. Jamie sandwich.
Rest in peace, Jamie. Got scammed, lost all his money.
Is that
He
true?
picked up the phone, moved to Nigeria, found out he was a prince.
If I ever get so rich that I can spare a couple $1 million, I'm going to try and scam somebody. But like
In a good way.
legitimately.
I love that. So you're gonna call them,
I'm
and
just
you're the
gonna call
inherited.
people- Yeah. be
You are a
like,
prince.
You won. You won this random
But it's real.
draw. Yeah, but it's real. But I'll like
You know
for
what's
sure
bad
get-
about this? that's gonna get out, and like this person actually got the $1 million, and then you're gonna create a whole army of people getting scammed.
Yes,
You're just gonna be the old person from Squid Games. That's what it sounds like. You're just gonna be so rich that you're
I forgot about
making people fight to the death for your money.
Which season
Well,
2?
like, I probably won't make people fight to their death.
well,
probably.
it doesn't start off like that.
Why'd you say probably?
Well, I don't know. It's a good scam.
It's a good scam.
I'll just call your dad.
That's a good idea. He'll be there.
He can
Don't
buy-
ask him for his social insurance number though, because you won't get it.
He doesn't know it. That's our show, everybody. Thank you very much, Jenna Wood, Scott Yamamura. Like and subscribe. Look at that follow on Spotify,
I don't think you
gang.
need to do that anymore. I don't think people need to
Do
say
they don't
like
need to say
it's- I don't think so.
All right,
I think people
don't-
understand how the internet works now.
If you
They're
like the show, you know how to find it.
exactly.
Don't click like or subscribe. Don't even. You won't hear me say it again 'cause it bothers Scott.
Well, it's just if they don't want you to say it. They
I
hate
don't
it.
like saying
I hate
it.
when you say it.
Nobody likes saying it.
Yeah, it makes me like you
All right,
less.
I'm not gonna say it. Don't like, don't subscribe, or else
Now that's a good psychological trick. Tell people not to do something. They
we're
do it.
scamming our audience.
This has been a Pagliacci podcast.